Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Iceberg video, and today we are going to be going over the website Iceberg. This is part 6 and we are going to be going over tier 7. If you've somehow missed my last few videos, poll is in the description for voting for the next Iceberg, and also a Q&A, all caps Q&A, then your question. We'll be doing it in a few weeks. But now that that's out of the way, I have a few things to say before the video starts. One is, there's hardly any photos for this, as I discussed in the last website one, because they're very hard to get. But good news, I did actually manage to find information on all of them, and a good amount. So hopefully the still images don't throw you off. But if you like this series, why not subscribe and give the video a like. But without further ado, let's get into it. Kicking things off, we have Spank Wires, one of the scariest videos out there. Basically, Spank Wire is a porn site and it has a lot of other material on there. The site became well known for the video known as one of the scariest videos out there. This became popular in reaction videos, and some dubbed it Spank Wire Reaction or Reaction to Spank Wire. That doesn't really make sense because they were reacting to the video, not the website, but the website is still active. However, the video was shut down in 2018. The video that I'm speaking about, it featured various clips of people mutilating their genitals, including cutting them open, skinning them, and chopping them off. Also, setting them on fire, blowing them up, etc., while the song Knockout by Survivor played the whole time. Some clips featured in it were actually from BME Pain Olympics, which was obviously mentioned in the first video. The video was known as one of the most shocking videos after BME Pain Olympics, and a lot of people were highly disturbed while watching it. However, as the video was removed in 2018, it is no longer possible to watch it. Next we have Maze 2019, and this was a screamer game based on the original Maze game. This was created by Spammy Boy in 2019, however the site has gone down. The game shares some points with the Maze. The game begins at the start menu with a note that informs the player not to touch or hit the walls. Touching the walls will result in a game over screen and the player has to start over. When the player reaches the red colour, they will lead to another level. Much like in every Maze game, upon starting the game it shows a background of a spiral and walls covering in the background. The player controls the movement of the dot by utilising the cursor. The game consists of 3 levels. The difficulty across these levels are the walls getting thinner and shrunk. So the player must position themselves closer to the computer screen to move the dot carefully. However, nearly at level 3, at which point shows a picture from the original game, the one from The Exorcist, along with the same scream from the original Maze game. This next one is called Genetic Waffle, and it is a shock site that was created in late 2011 by an anonymous user. The title of the site was inspired by a blue waffle along with the picture itself. It even makes a reference to the infamous site with text saying, "It's not blue, it's genetic." When the user enters the site, it shows a pornographic image of a vagina that is either prolapsing or suffering from vulvitis. Apart from the image, not much else is shown, as the borders are pure white with some text advertising pornography. However, the website tab above the address bar reads, "Scientists have learned how to grow waffles in laboratories." Next we have Rickrolling.com. This was a shock website which was registered in 2007, hosted by shocksitelist.com. When the site is opened, the user is greeted by a flash animation of Rick Astley, which is from his music video, Never Gonna Give You Up. The site contains a script that will spam multiple pornographic and medical pictures. Then it will create an array of the dialog box with the same quote from Last Measure. The script allows it to bounce around on the person's computer, and it will duplicate itself when the user tries to close it. There is a clickbait text that reads, "Get me out of here," which leads the user to a porn site. At this site, you need to use Task Manager to kill the browser the same way that you would with any other site like this. However, this is not as bad as the original Last Measure, as the original Last Measure actually contains a script that stops you from getting to Task Manager. This site works on Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, but who uses them anyway, let's be honest? And other IE-based browsers, who is known for handling the browser very poorly, causing the browser to crash very quickly when the person visits the site. But then it will show a blank page. The website is used as a fake Rickroll website, so putting anything before .rickrolling.com will redirect the person to Last Measure. Next, we have This Is Neville, and this was a screamer animation on DeviantArt made by Daniel Flower, who is the original owner of Jingle Bells Reserved. The animation plays a sad, quiet cartoon of a depressed character who is struggling through life. The words, "This is Neville, he is depressed again, alcohol doesn't seem to do its job, and nor does crying," appear before the images of extremely damaged heads. And then a negative animation of the creator's rotating head appears with a loud, piercing scream. The words, "Screaming just make matters worse," appear at the end. Next we have Goodbye to the Dolphins Dream, and this one is another Japanese web sort of a game and shock site. So I am planning to do a video on this and Lamando in the future because they are very similar, and I will go into more detail on it then. Basically, it's about a girl and she says, "Please go ahead and kill me," and things like that. You start clicking on the illustration, she disintegrates, and then strangely she will regenerate too. There are a lot of different options and countless ways which I was read into actually kill her. So, as I said, I'm going to go in further detail on this in a later video. So, look out for that one. Next we have Super Mario Bloopers, and this was one of the earliest Flash animations, and it was made by Gore Killer on April 21st, 2002. This animation contains a lot of funny short movies of Mario and his friends doing funny stuff. However, it contains a screamer at the end. It shows a lot of Mario Bros themed animations, such as Mario using an excessive amount of fireballs which kill Bowser and Cub from Happy Tree Friends. Also, Mario fighting with Flippy, also from Happy Tree Friends. This blooper is unseen though. However, at the end of the last blooper, an edited image of Luigi screaming from the Luigi's Mansion cover with bad rotten teeth pops up, and over that is the same scream from What's Wrong. The animation then shows some camera angles from the movie Saw 3. The scenes are of John Kramer laying in a hospital bed, then the camera turns itself to Mark Hoffman, who has also appeared in the Saw series. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it says that this was made in 2002, and I think the first Saw was made in 2004, and Mark Hoffman wasn't seen until at least like 2007. So I think the information on this one is a bit outdated. But anyway, that whole scene is accompanied by Kramer's dialogue, also taken from the movies. He appears alive, but then the gun turns into a stick of dynamite which explodes Hoffman's head. The last animation is said to be the worst one, which scared the viewer the most. Next we have OMSJ, also known as Nyasha. It's a 14-second screamer that was uploaded on February 9th, 2016 by YouTube user named Adrian Confrancesco. The video starts out with a Russian girl looking at the camera saying that people assume that polar bears, referred to as North Little Bears, can't smile. Suddenly, halfway through, the video is interrupted by a flurry of gore, red lights and screamer faces, including the one from The Exorcist. That is also accompanied by a real corpse and a ghostly woman with a hyper-realistic face of Bart Simpson, which I don't know for sure, but I hope it's this one here. And then the same scream from Jingle Bells, but reversed, and after the screamer ends, the video subsequently resumes, and then she smiles. Okay, next we have One Man, Two Needles, and this was a shock video of a man who was named Mark, and he is seen unbuttoning his jeans and showing his enormous penis, it says. Apparently he has been injecting it with silicone for 6 years, which is a cancer-causing substance. There is also a looped image with the same name that shows a man inserting 2 needles into his testicles and pulling them out, with one of them leaking clear liquid like a fountain. The GIF itself originates from BME Pain Olympics 4, along with a song called Don't Put Marbles in Your Nose from Home Movies. Next, we have 8 Girls No Cup, and this was a shock video that is made by the same people who made 2 Girls 1 Cup and 4 Girls Finger Painting. And this video even apparently has the same girls in it. It starts out with this on screen now, what you're saying. Then it cuts to someone knocking on the door while 8 girls are having a party. Then one urinates into a glass and then another girl drinks it while the other girls cheer like cheerleaders. Then the girls all strip and one girl starts, you know what they do, I'm just saying they do what they normally do. If you don't know what that is, then I don't know how you don't know what that is, but Apparently this video is in fact quite hard to find, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it is still the best match for a Two Girls One Cup sequel, as many people wonder when a sequel will come for that video, me included. And last we have One Girl 99 Stomps, I believe it's called, when this was a shock video and a murder that was caught on CCTV in 2005. It starts with footage of a 15-year-old girl in Russia where she was supposedly living in these apartments. She gets attacked and brutally mugged outside an elevator by a man named Dmitry Cherkanov, who is a drug addict and a thief. He is seen running towards the girl, and after mugging her, he stomps on her head repeatedly. The girl unfortunately passes away due to the trauma suffered from the attacks. He then drags her body into the elevator. The latest source about this case states that he is now in prison. Details about the girl, such as her name, are unknown though. The video itself did not receive much circulation as it was from Russia, and conversion software as well as YouTube did not exist at the time. The video was available on a subpage called monster.html, however, the entire site went down along with this video. And that is it, the end of this episode. Earlier this week the music iceberg ended, so make sure, because earlier this week the music iceberg ended, which means that this iceberg is also going to end next week, with the final tier being tier 8. So if you do want to see that, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe so you do not miss it. Also, like I said, poll in the description and also Q&A. Remember to do them, because especially the poll, because I want to know what to do next. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That is going to have to be it from me. So hopefully I will see you in the next one. Stay spooky.